He absolutely deserves this moment. Veteran Formula One driver Nico Hülkenberg achieved a remarkable third-place finish at the Silverstone Grand Prix, securing his first ever podium after 239 attempts. This stunning result is even more impressive considering he started the race from 19th position on the grid. At nearly 38 years old, Hülkenberg's career seemed over after he lost his seat in 2019. He spent 2 years away from the sport, making only occasional substitute appearances. His return to F1 in 2022 with Haas marked a resurgence, with Hülkenberg consistently delivering strong performances leading up to his historic podium finish. This Silverstone victory proves Hülkenberg's enduring skill and perseverance in a highly competitive motorsport.
In our next story, suspect dead after opening fire on entrance of Texas Border Patrol building. A 27-year-old man, identified as Ryan Luis Mosqueda, is dead after firing numerous shots at a U.S. Border Patrol facility in McAllen, Texas, on Monday morning. The suspect, who was reported missing earlier that morning from a nearby town, never entered the building. His vehicle, displaying Michigan license plates, was found to contain additional weapons and ammunition. The attack resulted in injuries to 2 officers and a Border Patrol employee. One officer sustained a gunshot wound to the knee but is expected to recover. McAllen Police Chief Victor Rodriguez stated at a press conference that the motive remains unknown. Authorities, including Border Patrol agents and local police, neutralized the suspect at the scene. The incident caused significant disruption at McAllen International Airport, with all flights experiencing delays. Investigations are underway to determine the suspect's motive and further details surrounding the events leading up to the attack.
In our next story, Patrick Mahomes. I've talked to Tom Brady a good amount this offseason. Retired NFL superstar Tom Brady is offering some post-career mentorship to Kansas City Chiefs quarterback Patrick Mahomes. Mahomes, reflecting on his own legacy, revealed in a recent interview that he's had ongoing conversations with Brady this offseason. Brady's words of encouragement, emphasizing the importance of authenticity and consistent hard work, have resonated deeply with the young quarterback. Mahomes shared that Brady's advice centers on remaining true to oneself and demonstrating unwavering dedication. This resonates with Mahomes' own approach to the game, focusing on daily improvement and giving his all, regardless of external opinions. He values Brady's perspective, acknowledging the respect earned by the legendary quarterback through his unwavering commitment. The mentorship is particularly interesting given their past rivalry on the field, with Brady having defeated Mahomes in both an AFC Championship game and a Super Bowl. However, the fact that Brady now holds a minority ownership stake in the Raiders adds a new layer to their relationship. Despite a Super Bowl loss earlier this year, the Chiefs remain a strong contender, and Mahomes' determination, fueled by Brady's guidance, positions the team for continued success in the upcoming season.
In our next story, Russian minister dies by suicide hours after getting fired by Putin, officials say. Former Russian Transport Minister Roman Starovoyt died by suicide on Monday, hours after being dismissed by President Vladimir Putin. While the Kremlin spokesperson denied the dismissal was due to a lack of trust, reports surfaced that Starovoyt was under investigation for embezzlement of funds allocated for building fortifications in the Kursk region, where he previously served as governor. His predecessor in that role has already been arrested in connection with the same case. The circumstances surrounding Starovoyt's death are currently under investigation, but initial reports point to suicide. His death follows a weekend of significant disruption to Russian air travel, attributed by the Russian Defense Ministry to the interception of over 400 Ukrainian long-range strikes. This period also saw multiple attacks on Ukrainian civilian areas. Ukrainian authorities reported at least 12 civilian deaths and over 90 injuries from Russian attacks across the country on Monday. These attacks included drone strikes on residential buildings, a kindergarten, and a commercial area in Kharkiv, as well as targeting of Ukrainian recruitment offices. The Ukrainian military claimed to have intercepted a significant number of the drones and missiles used in these attacks. The timing of Starovoyt's dismissal and death, coupled with the ongoing conflict and disruptions in Russia, has sparked considerable attention and speculation.
In our next story, ICE agents wearing masks add new levels of intimidation, confusion during LA raids. The practice of masked federal immigration agents conducting arrests in Los Angeles has sparked intense debate. Critics argue that agents concealing their identities in unmarked vehicles creates fear and confusion, raising concerns about public safety and potential for mistaken identity. They highlight the inherent danger of encountering masked individuals and question why federal agents should be exempt from the standard practice of visible identification employed by local law enforcement. Conversely, proponents of masking cite safety concerns for agents, emphasizing the heightened threat of doxing and online harassment fueled by political rhetoric and advanced technology. They argue that revealing identities could endanger agents and their families, and that masking is necessary to protect undercover operations and prevent future vulnerability to criminals using facial recognition technology. While acknowledging the concerns about public perception, they stress the need to balance public safety with the agent's security. The lack of a clear legal framework further complicates the issue. While the U.S. Constitution doesn't prohibit masking, California state law mandates clear identification for uniformed officers. Federal regulations require agents to identify themselves when practical and safe, but the current practice often falls short of this requirement, creating a legal gray area and fueling public apprehension. This ongoing conflict underscores a larger tension between law enforcement practices and citizen safety. The potential for tragic misunderstandings, including accidental shootings or deaths, is significant. Proposed legislation at both federal and state levels aims to address the issue, but the path to a resolution remains uncertain, leaving communities grappling with fear and uncertainty.